What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 81st episode of the Boundless Business Podcast. That's just an awesome number, 81. We've been doing this for a little bit, so that's crazy. That's crazy. Justine, Larissa, and Nico here. Team, how are we feeling today?
Feeling good. Life is good.
Yeah. We have some exciting things happening. Well, at least for me on the content side happening
Oh,
next week.
I know. I wish I could be joining you with it, Justine.
I know. So I'm happy. I'm a happy girl right now.
The content world. It is sorely missed, so definitely enjoy it, soak it up, because it's the nice part. So, talking about non-content things, what are we talking about, Justine?
Today we're talking about how to embrace partnerships to help your business grow and how to really utilize partnerships to advance your business. So, I don't know if you have anything you want to get started with, but let's kind of talk about what partnerships, what we mean by that, and kind of how people can get started with partnerships.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, go for it, Larissa. You're excited.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when we talk about partnerships, we're talking about a bunch of different kinds of things, right? When you think partnerships, you may think something like you sponsor a local sports team, or you support local high school, or something along those lines. Those are really common forms of like local partnerships, and they can build a lot of goodwill in the community. But there's so many different kinds of partnerships you can also develop. So let's say you're a landscaper, you can really easily develop partnerships with general contractors, with plumbers, with HVAC installers, with people in other lines of work to really closely align your own interests and to be able to, share with each other good work, good sources of work. You can also partner with things like larger, maybe manufacturers or maybe nonprofits, or there's so many different ways you can partner with different organizations. Just when you choose who to partner with and what's really advantageous for you, really think clearly and closely about what the outcome is. If you're a local business, investing in local partnerships might not be the worst idea. But if maybe your issue is more so your cost, maybe getting a really good manufacturing partnership is a better route there. Or maybe you just aren't getting enough business. Maybe it would be more advantageous to partner with other local business owners to kind of share in the wealth there. Like there's so many different ways you can take a partnership to help your business grow. So with that kind of context, feel free to take it away, Nico, because I know there's so many different ways we can do this and so many different ways that we recommend and so many advantages and things you always want to think of. But go ahead and take it from there.
Yeah, and I think you did a really good summary. The biggest thing I tell any business when they're thinking about partnerships is what is in it for the other person. Because it's very easy to think about what's in it for you. There's only a couple of things you really care about, which is making more money or saving more money, and then time is added in that as well. So really, from your standpoint and you as a business owner, it's pretty clear what you want, but you got to think about what's in it for the other person. What do they get? Because honestly, you don't want a partnership that's one-sided, where someone gets exponentially more value than the other person. So, for instance, I asked this question when I was thinking about client acquisition, right? And we brainstormed a ton, and we realized that one of the biggest things for our clients is material costs, right? Very few of them have very solid suppliers that are very consistent, friendly, get back to them on time. So for our clients, and what I was thinking about, how do I get more clients? Well, I deliver a better product, and one of those ways is finding and vetting individuals and companies that supply specific things to them. In this case, the turf industry, like turf, like cutters, like education, like CRMs, like all that, so that when I get a client, I can be a holistic partner for them, not just getting them leads, but helping them on the operations side, the marketing and the sales, everything, by having partnerships for people who specialize in things that I don't. That causes me to be the best partner for them, and they can't help but talk more about us and recommend us to very specific type of people. So that's really like going to this experiment of I want to get more customers. I took a different route by finding partners that I can refer my clients to that make my product better, and in turn gets more virality for it. And then the same thing is, um, you know, when I partner with a turf supply company, usually they supply turf to landscapers who are my target market. So for them, they're making a lot more money, and they obviously want to keep that going. So they want to find a partner for marketing to recommend, and that's where we come in the picture because we already have that relationship built. Before the call, actually, one of our main manufacturing partners texted me and said, "Hey, we have a client in this territory. Do you have it available?" Because we only do exclusive territories. And I said, "Yeah." And I would never have known about them unless I try to solve that partner's problems and then my client's problems as well. But to your point, you can also use this as a way to build up, further bonuses inside of your offer, right? So let's say that you are a landscaper and you don't do any tree service, for instance. You can then say, hey, listen, I was in the backyard, the tree looks like it's dying. Here's a partner I recommend. Or let's say you get a specific type of grass or a rock or something that's cheaper discount. You can communicate, hey, we use this brand because we can save you 10% on the top of the price, right? So there's different things that you could do to like enhance your product or service that kind of helps both partners and eventually will both save you time, money, and probably make you a lot more money in the process.
Cool. Larissa, are there any other advantages that you wanted to touch on before we move on?
Well, I mean, we can definitely kind of cover a comprehensive-ish list of advantages of different business partnerships. And when we say partnerships, I want to be clear, we're talking about like one business working with another, not necessarily adding a new business owner into your business. That's a whole separate thing. Um, but there's so many different advantages to working with other companies. You can get really easy access to new audiences in a lot of instances. So you can work with these people, and maybe most of your customers are women, but maybe this other partner has a really strong male base. Maybe that's a good way you can kind of round out your audience and reach people that you're not as good about reaching on your own. Also can give you opportunities to market faster. One of the easiest ways, if I'm a manufacturer of a product, right? If I have something new that's coming out, the first thing I'm doing is I'm telling all my partners, I'm telling all my distributors, all the people that I'm working with that are, maybe in a different position, or they want to know things quicker, or, sometimes I might test things with my partners to say like, oh, I think this might be a route. I want to test it with this partner, see how they do. So sometimes you can get like inside deals or things just quicker than the other people, which can give you a competitive edge for sure. You can also, in a lot of cases, especially if you're new and you don't have like a really established brand, partnering with someone else allows you to somewhat leverage their brand's reputation. So everyone has probably seen examples of this, brands kind of cross promoting to leverage each other's reputation. You'll see this all the time with like influencers, I feel is a really great example. Anybody who's seen any type of influencer marketing has probably seen a brand try and leverage the relationship that an influencer has with their audience. And then they're building on that reputation to try to sell their own product. It's a really effective marketing tactic, and it can apply to you as well. Um, to the point of what Justine and Nico had mentioned, you can kind of round out any of your own competencies to fill in any gaps to just make your product better. Sometimes partnerships, really strategic ones, can just make your offering better. And that's almost always a win. A better product is going to sell better, is going to keep clients longer. You're going to have higher rates of return on those ones than maybe some of these others. But, all in all, the whole goal is it just can help you be more competitive, can give you an edge. You can have strategic partnerships that put you in a different place in the landscape than you were before. Partnerships can often set you apart. And there's so many things you can do. You can bundle services with other businesses. You can, again, round out your own offerings, can kind of cross market. Like there's so many different ways you can leverage a partnership. It's just so important to make it worthwhile to that partner, to really have clear goals, and to try to make it as easy for both of you to promote each other's products and to, get the most out of this partnership as possible.
Yeah, so let's say someone listening right now has never worked with a partner before. How should they approach this business that they want to work with? How do you kind of get that relationship started?
So I think it's a really good question. So first, I know earlier I said, hey, what's in it for the other person? But again, if you're thinking about partnerships for the first time, do you want to make money or save money? That's it. Answer those questions. Let's say you want to. Let's start with the other one. Let's say you want to save money. You have to look at what's your most expensive. Go to your P&L, your balance sheet, and look at what's the most expensive thing for you. Let's say it's lumber or turf or whatever like that. That's going to shrink the focus that you want for the partnership. So let's say that it's actually not turf. Let's say that it is.
Yeah, maybe it's infill.
Yeah, infill, or like let's just go a little higher. Let's say that it's gas, right? Like actual gas to put in your car, right? Now, I doubt you're gonna get companies like Circle K or one of these big companies that partner with you. Maybe if you get to know the owner. But let's say there's a local company that or a local gas station that's not a chain that's a little bit more expensive. Can you go to them and say, hey, we're gonna maintain your yard and your trees and stuff, but we want, instead of you want like a 20-cent discount on our gas, right? So let's say it's $4 there, it's $3.95 somewhere else, right? But you're getting it at $3.80 because you're maintaining it. There is cost involved, but you're still going to make money on the spread, right? That's something that you can do from an operations standpoint. Okay. Now, from trying to make more money and grow more customers, let's say that you are a turf installer. Can you find someone that does turf maintenance, for instance? Let's say you don't offer that, you don't do maintenance services. Can you partner with someone there, because you can send them more customers because you're putting in the turf, and you can make a referral fee there. But also, they're doing much more customer relationship management, so they might see that, oh, this yard's coming to its prime, right? It's way past its expiration date. It needs to be replaced. Who are they going to refer, right? Probably their partner who's sending them more business. So that might be a direct one too. That's in the exact same industry as you, and does very similar on the same product side, but isn't directly related to. It's not a direct competitor in that case. Larissa, I threw out a couple examples. I know that you think about this as well, so I know you have a couple ideas that you can share as well.
Yeah, so and I'll just, piggyback on your partnerships for, let's say, in the instance of a landscaper. So if you're a landscaper, there's a few other big ones you can do. One, you can partner with other local community entities. So by this, I mean nonprofits, schools, anything really in your local area that's very community focused. And you'll see this all the time. If you go to your high school football game, you will probably see someone's business on the scoreboard. You'll see it all around the field. You can sponsor these things. Oftentimes they'll give out like coupon books, and there are ways you can partner with different sports teams to run fundraisers. And you can say, I will give you 20% of any profit you bring in my door. So your parents need their lawns redone, no big deal. Have them give us this code. 20% will go to your team to help pay for, I don't know, materials, gear, whatever. You can partner with local entities a lot to get a lot of not only goodwill in the community, but also kind of a direct line and incentive into your target base, with the extra bonus of they can purchase from you while still feeling like good about that decision. People who are really community oriented, they can be like, well, I needed to get landscaping done anyway, and doing it this way helps support my local football team or whatever. That's definitely one way you can do local partnerships that can bring goodwill and probably make you a little bit more money. That's definitely one way. Other ways you can make more money is you can, again, I really like the cross-selling. So if you have somebody who does complimentary service, I love doing cross-sells between those. Or you can even just do a promotional thing. So let's say you want to partner with a gym for, this is just random, it's just a random local business. Maybe you know the owner and it's a good friend of yours. You can partner with the gym to say, if you are a member of this gym, you get exclusive discounts on my services. Basically just something to put an offer in front of them to say, like, you're already part of this exclusive club. This club that you're already a part of gets you entrance into my club, lets you be part of my fandom as well. There's so many different ways you can kind of have partners that go back and forth. And the thing is, you can do the same thing on the other side. If people want to partner with you, you can always go back and forth. And the way you can make money on these can be things like referral fees or, individual, maybe you can help supply or do a particular part of this, or again, maybe it can round out your own service. And there's so many different ways you can kind of mix and match offerings to give you like one super mega offer, which is really cool.
Cool. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add before we end it off? Any tips or advice when working with partners?
I'm going to say this from a personal standpoint as well. It doesn't have to just be your business side. So I'll tell a story that it doesn't stop at the business side. So, for instance, I'm getting married, and I have to find a place to get everyone their same outfits, right, for their groomsmen, right? So I went to a couple people. At the very end, the last guy I talked to, I was talking to him like I normally do. And I mentioned something I saw on the website that was broken. He was like, "Oh, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know that." And then he's like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a marketer, so you can kick me out the door now." And we're joking back and forth, and we actually ended up deciding to partner up where he's giving me a discount on the suits, and I'm doing some marketing for him. That could lead into bigger projects down the way. But this can be done in your personal life too. Another example was I did the same thing. By the way, if you ever want to help someone, just go to their website and just point out one or two things that they can fix. I did this for a large multi. I don't even know what is the Chap group, Chapman here in Phoenix. They sell all their cars, right?
Yeah, it's like a car sales conglomerate, basically.
Yeah. Anyway, I was talking to one of their sales guys that was helping, obviously upselling me stuff, and I told him, hey, the phone number that I tried to call, right? Because sometimes I like to call instead of just book online. It's broken, and I showed him, and I ended up getting like a free oil change that's like worth $200 or $100, whatever it was. So, I mean, could that be classified as a partnership? I think so, because I helped him out and got something for free. So
yeah, sure. I mean, things can definitely work that way. I would say my biggest advice before you get started with a new partner is just try to make their job as easy as possible, right? Yeah. Try to make it as easy to work with you as possible. You can give them marketing materials, you can offer demos, you can take part in the sale, always being accessible. You can help their individual clients, always be checking in with them. Make sure you're keeping that relationship with those partners really strong, and it will pay more dividends that way. I would say that's probably my biggest piece of advice, not on the personal side.
Had to flex there for a second, but
okay. No, right. Some of us don't have to pay for oil changes anyway.
Oh. Also, yeah, I don't have a comeback to that. It must be nice. Justine, any closing remarks or anything like that?
No, that was all the questions I had, so I think we covered everything.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. If you have any questions about partnerships, how to set those up, or how we do it, email me at nico@getbalancemedia.com. And stay tuned because we have a lot of exciting podcasts in the pipeline.